On 77 WABC, where New York comes to town.
Bernie and Sid on demand.
You never know what's going to happen.
The WABC radio app. Download it now. Upload the BS. 77 WABC.
We're not going to be affected. I think, that it will guide along the coast of Florida just to scare the hell out of everybody. It heads toward the Carolinas. It stays out in the Atlantic. It's going to make a U-turn. It's going to do a weird thing. It's going to loop itself. Now, here's what's going to happen after this, Sid, because next week is the week you need to board up the house, because it's going to loop back to Florida next week.
Oh, yeah, you may want to. He may want to change that. So, could have used some rain last night in Citi Field. Instead, they played the game and the Mets lost. And they're done. 2 playoff games today. You've got the Red Sox and the Rangers and the Blue Jays and all that good stuff. But that was meteorologist Bill Evans on this show yesterday. I was pitching because he said it was going to be a gorgeous day, and I was freezing on the subway platform yesterday morning. Now, I own a home in Boca Raton. You all know that. And Bill told me that next week is when I should be worried. And he could not be any more wrong, because Florida today, West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Miami, today, they're about to get nailed. I've never heard a politician like Rick Scott this morning who told South Floridians this storm is, quote, going to kill you. Get out while you can still save your life. How about that, Bill Evans?
That's a little over the top, man.
Well, let me just say this, Bill Evans.
I think that is a good approach to get people to evacuate, because you always have those who say, no, I'm going to stay. It's my home. It's my property. I'm going to protect it. Just like people in Staten Island did, and they drowned in their home during Hurricane Sandy. So I like that approach. I don't think the storm from a meteorological sense is quite that severe. I mean, yes, if you're standing on the beach, late tonight and tomorrow, yeah, the hurricane will blow you away. It can kill you. There's no doubt about that. So I like his approach. You were saying, Bernard?
I was saying this, that we played the tape of you making a forecast about the hurricane, and obviously it was wrong. But the computer... Let me finish. In your defense, I was going to say that the computer model showed a different track yesterday than it does today.
Well, what I said was, he was asking, would it pass by South Florida? And it pretty much is going to pass by Miami. It's going to hit more north, West Palm Beach. You're talking about the western side of the storm.
That's where I live. I live in Boca Raton, 20 miles from West Palm Beach, not Miami.
Boca Raton's 20 miles south of West Palm Beach, right?
I know, yeah.
So in any hurricane, 50 miles is a big deal when you're talking about the eye wall. And you're talking about the western eye wall, so that's the weaker part of the storm. They'll get hurricane force winds, maybe 100-mile-per-hour winds, but you're not going to get the full effect.
Maybe not 150, but let me...
Sid's house is going to be in Biloxi, Mississippi by Sunday night.
Which is a lovely place to live, by the way.
What I've heard about this storm, and again...
It's like the Wizard of Oz and the home's flying all over the place.
This is your expertise. What I've heard and why this one, it's not going to matter whether you're standing on the beach east or living in West Boca like me. Why you're going to get nailed no matter what is, for example, the last storm down in Florida, that was about wind. There was not a lot of precipitation. This storm is promising 115 to 150 winds, Bill Evans, and maybe up to 12 inches of rain in Miami. So you're going to get the rain, you're going to get the winds, you're going to get the storm surge. So basically, whatever can go wrong during a hurricane, you're getting all of it with Matthew.
I got to tell you something. I like your passion. Man, you are awesome.
No, he's
listen to Bernard.
He is riddled with anxiety.
He is filthy.
I swear to God. I mean, he walks around this 17th floor here, biting his nails,
dude. You're
pacing
filthy.
around. The worst, end times are near. It's doomsday. The apocalypse is
coming. We're all going to die.
That's basically Sid's approach.
But am I wrong about this storm? Am I right?
Wrong?
No, you're not. You're not wrong. If you're on that East Coast, you should evacuate. You should not be in a high rise. You should go west. You should not try to leave the state of Florida, because the state is highway starved. You're just going to end up stranded on a highway. So if you want to ride it out in a high rise, you can. You just have to be in an inner hallway and that sort of thing. And it's going to last 4 to 6 hours maybe as it comes up the coast and passes city by city. It is going to be a major storm. It is going to be a Category 3 borderlining on a 4. And residents there, guys, have not had a storm like this since 1951. That's a long way back for a major hurricane to have come up
That's right.
parallel the coast.
And I was there in 2005, 11 years ago for Wilma, and I was in West Boca and down to Fort Lauderdale. It did a tremendous amount of damage and killed people, by the way, and not even as strong as what they say this one could be, Bill, right there on the same level as a Katrina and or an Andrew. I mean, is that possible?
Oh, absolutely. And fortunately, you have one thing going for you. That is the western side of the storm is on the coast. But the other problem is you have a big trough of low pressure coming from the west. So that's why the rain is going to be enhanced over Florida as it meets the west side of the storm. So once it starts to turn, and it's going to start turning as it gets toward Georgia, it'll go right up to Jacksonville, to Amelia Island, Fernandina Beach, and then start to veer out into the Atlantic. And as it makes that turn, it really creates a lot more in the way of rain. So on the backside of the storm, you get a lot of rain. Now Florida does flood and it does drain very well, but you get, like you said, 6 to 12 inches of rain is a lot, and that's where most people are killed in these storms, is the freshwater inland flooding. That's where they get killed. They go out in the storm, or they stay in their home, and they know what their sea level is, but the surge rises up above their sea level, and that's where most people are killed. Most people are not killed by flying debris and things like that. It's the fact they stayed and they got flooded out.
So our hearts go out to the people in Florida and Haiti and Jamaica, wherever this storm hit. But the silver lining, Bill, is that we're not going to get hit here in the tri-state area, correct?
Not at all.
Right.
No, it will stay south of us. We might have some waves that come up, and you might notice a little something at the beach, but we're not going to be influenced by this. Now, what may happen with the storm
I could do some boogie boarding.
You can do that.
Yeah.
So
It would
it's
be
actually
perfect for
good
that.
news for me.
I actually read this morning they were thinking about canceling the Michigan-Rutgers football game in New Jersey on Saturday, and why would they do that if we're not going to get touched by this?
Well, they should, because Rutgers sucks. And see, that'd be a great.
That's why.
That would be a great thing to do. So
they jumped at the chance.
I used to do the weather for Rutgers. I got fired this year. So
a few puffy clouds. Cancel the game.
Yeah, you got Michigan coming to town. You just got thumped by Ohio State, pasted. So, Coach, do yourself a favor. What you say is like, it's a hurricane. My kids can't play. They got family down in Florida.
That's funny. Well, how about the fact that they've actually shut down the University of Miami, one of the 4 schools I went to, Bill? They've closed it today, tomorrow, and Friday, but they refused to cancel the Miami FSU game on Saturday night.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Well, they're hoping that, the FSU team, floats away during the game is what they're hoping for. The Miami kids can swim. FSU's landlocked in Tallahassee. Those kids don't see much water. No, I think, I have run into more parents today everywhere, at the gym, at the station, on the street, worried about kids, because there are a lot of kids, University of Tampa, University of Miami, FSU, Central Florida, very worried about
FAU and Boca Raton, all those schools.
Yeah, all those schools, very worried. Of course, people have a lot of family there, not just the college kids. So it is a big worry, and it is a big concern. You just have to be smart about these things. The storm really starts coming in tonight. It will be north of Miami. I don't think Miami gets a whole lot of this storm, but like I said, it's going to be from your house northward. Is your insurance paid up, by the way?
Thank God. It is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting a new house.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill Evans, listen, man. We love you.
Hand to you.
You're the best, Bill Evans. So thank you very much for.
I love you guys. It's an honor to be on your show. Hey, Sid, your house is going to be at Palm Beach, New Jersey.
Yeah.
This weekend. The other thing too, guys, is the storm does make a complete loop, and as they're trying to clean up Florida,
it's going to come back.
They're going to get hit again?
It's going to come back, yeah.
So they're going to hit. We're going to get hit today, tomorrow, and maybe next Wednesday and
but
Thursday.
probably not as a hurricane next week, because they rain themselves out over their own water. The water cools, they lose a lot of strength, but it could still be sitting out there as a tropical storm.
Let's just take it one day at a time, Bill.
Wow.
Let's
do that.
Let's not overwhelm the
That's
poor.
right. So that means I could come back tomorrow?
Perhaps. Because you can come back anytime, actually.
I'll pay you guys if I can come back tomorrow.
We love us some Bill Evans.
Hit myself with a hammer between the legs or be on your show. I would rather.
Jackass. It is funny. I did see a bunch of. You can tweet Bill, by the way. He's great with that. He's a lot of fun at Evans Weather.
Yeah.
And I did notice when we tweeted yesterday that I was angry about your forecast yesterday morning and froze my ass up on the subway platform. A lot of very angry tweets directed at you. I go,
oh, my gosh.
Why? Nobody. Everybody hates the weatherman.
Oh my! I to say I was called a jerk was mild.
Oh, I saw. Effing this.
Just add off to that is what they. That's what they say.
Yeah,
it was terrible. I mean, I like it. You know, I've been here 30 years now. If you can't handle it, you know, you need to be a weatherman in
Got to
this
have a
town.
thick skin.
Yep.
As does Bill Evans. So we'll say goodbye again, Bill.
Billy, good job.
Goodbye, you guys. Good luck down there, Sid.
Thank you,
Good luck
buddy.
down in
Love you.
Florida.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys. Love you.
Love you too.
There you go. There's your house.
Sid.
There's your house on the way to Biloxi.
God, I hate you guys.
Now, listen. Expect the worst and hope for the best. And you won't, things will be okay.
You might get 6 to 12 inches in your house down there tonight.
See what you did there?
I do.
Keep hope alive.
The Brazilian guy who is renting my house, he's at least 6 to 12.
Mira, que pasa, papi? Hey, Mitch from Queens is on the line with us right now. Let's go to Mitch. What up, Mitch?
I got to tell you, I give Sid a hard time all the time when I call, but you guys are the funniest. I'm in my car, I'm laughing my butt off because you guys just crack me up. And Sid, I hope your house doesn't end up in New Jersey. Right?
Thank you, Mitch. Thank you.
You're the man,
Thank
Mitch.
you. Thank you. That's a nice call. Thank you.
Let's go. We were talking earlier about this feud between Megyn Kelly and Sean Hannity, which is it's all rooted in the Trump candidacy. Megyn Kelly's Trump hater, and Hannity's in the tank for Trump, and he's overtaken Megyn Kelly in the ratings.
I think you're right. There's some jealousy involved.
Yes.
But there's also monster ego on both sides,
No
but
doubt.
more on Sean's side.
So now take it easy. Bob from the Bronx. Bob, you're on with Bernie and Sid on WABC. Good morning, Bob.
Hey, hi guys. Bernie, I go back to the days of you calling in from the cab. Sid, I could never stand you. I used to turn the radio off, get out of the car, leave. I just couldn't take you, but I rooted for you. I just knew you were out of your mind, and I'm happy you guys are
You
doing
love
well.
Sid.
Oh, thank you.
You love Sid.
Thank
right?
you.
We all
The
love Sid.
the show is great. The show
Thank
is
you.
fun. Two regular guys.
You're the man. You're the man,
Thank you.
Bob.
Appreciate that.
This whole thing with Megyn Kelly and Sean Hannity, they change and go back and forth and back and forth. It's hard to like either of them. It's hard to hate either of them. I really used to be a Sean Hannity fan until he got behind the guy who killed the kid in Florida, and then got behind the nuts in the Midwest
I know what you're talking about.
Supremacist. He just digs in, and he will not give up when he gets behind somebody. Megyn Kelly, I used to watch religiously for a lot of different reasons. But if Megyn Kelly looked like Candy Crowley, I wouldn't have watched her. But she is newsworthy.
Is this Bob Trump on the line here?
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you humming, Bob. Hey, listen, go ahead.
I root for Donald Trump because I've met him. I met him at his casino. I met him on a golf course. I met him in New York. I'm a New Yorker my whole life. I think nothing can be possibly worse than what we have now, what we could potentially have.
The greedy, crooked liar. I completely agree with you. Bob from the Bronx.
He was talking about Obama. He said what we have now. She's not there yet. That'll work in about 2 months.
You know what? I actually think Obama's better than she is, to be quite honest.
Well, he's better than both.
He's
better than Donald Trump, too.
9222. Bernie.